Thank you, Chris. Awesome. I just absolutely love Chris's passion, and the fact that you're all part of this founder story. I think it's absolutely wonderful. I mean, just to see how far Blackthorn has come as an amazing partner in the ecosystem, and all of the other incredible partners that are here also supporting this event. I'm here to share just a little bit about Education Cloud and Agentforce. You heard about some incredible functionality that Chris has on the docket coming right up. Agentforce, really, it is next generation in terms of how you're going to engage. And like Chris, I at one point thought, really, how real is this? Is this just a chatbot? Is this just something, and even this is someone who experimented with like neural nets and such when I was in college. This is really different. It's really game-changing. So forward-looking statements, I'm actually happy to give you a little bit of a sneak peek or preview into the keynote that's happening tomorrow, which we're a part of. I'm not going to steal all of our thunder, but I'll give you a little bit of what's to come, as a part of being here for this amazing event. So this is a part of what you'll see tomorrow. Just really, and institutions are going through an enormous amount, just doing more with less. This is I would say if there's the one thing, this is the one thing that I hear from pretty much everybody in these events and beyond, is just we're having to do more with less. And it's I think starting to impact staff in a big way, especially in the current climate. Heavier workloads, more uncertainty, and then just, of course, the student well-being challenges and the need to support students through a lot of challenging times. And, I think just through being able to navigate work and life. But students also expect more. They expect more from their institutions. 24/7 support, the ability to really ask questions at any point. Proactive support, being able to identify where they're having challenges. And really, the ability to speak with them with a large degree of empathy so they don't have to repeat their stories over and over again. So how can institutions keep pace? I think one thing to think of when you're kind of navigating this is that institutions are increasingly looking at AI to help. And students have been there. Students are already there, right? They are leveraging these tools and other tools kind of in their day-to-day. But I do think it's interesting that in some surveying that we've done, 83% of institutions are enthusiastic about AI in some capacity to enhance their digital capabilities. And I think it's interesting also that so many of them are leveraging this in one form or another for their operations. And I think this is part of why we're here to learn from each other, right? Why we're here to understand what are those use cases that people are leveraging. How can they actually come together, and how can we share some best practices and things that are not working? How do we share policies we're putting into place? How we're ensuring that this technology is safe and trusted? So we've come a long way in an extremely short period of time. I've been in technology my entire career. I've never seen the level of change and pace that is happening right now in the industry writ large, much less in the education space. We, I think, started kind of this journey way back with chatbots, and then quickly thereafter moved into a world of everyone was talking about co-pilots. And this was those internal use cases where staff could get augmented support in the time of interacting with constituents, right? So help me engage with this, prospective student, with this student, and so on. Those co-pilot use cases are still with us. Those chatbots are still with us. All of that technology from before remains, right? Just as all of our databases, everything else remains. And now we're entering into this yet new era of what we're calling agentic AI. So you hear these kind of concepts of what's the agentic layer, these agentic layer. It's agents, and really this is just around the ability to take action and to actually complete tasks and to go much further in terms of getting insights. So these agents can know your institution and the engagement that you're having with your constituents. They can have education-specific skills. They can make decisions with guardrails and with trust and with the autonomy that you would empower them with only, They can make those decisions, and they can rapidly scale. So this is game-changing. It is very, very different. And you saw some of these incredible examples that Chris shared earlier around how this is going to change the game for attendees in events when they can actually do things like change their schedule, like add participants, like cancel their registration if they're not able to make it, all through conversation. So instead of having to get in touch with someone, fill out a form. Did that form work? Did I fill it out properly? Okay, no, I'm still on the hook, et cetera, even get a refund. And I think also probably what's going to be more game-changing because of the workload situation I was just sharing is the impact that's going to have on staff who aren't going to need to sift through report after report after report to understand the profile of their attendees, what's happening with their events, what's driving ROI. All able to do this conversationally, which is very, very different from the world we've been in the past. So the question is, what if your workforce really had no limits? What if you were able to augment your staff, improve that student experience, improve the experience of really the student as a customer, and then boost your efficiency? What if you were really able to augment your teams and extend them and really get more done with less time? One of the other game-changing areas that Agentforce shows us is this concept of learning and reasoning. So actually reinforcement of correct behaviors or behaviors that are working. So in conjunction with Data Cloud and also Education Cloud, you can bring in unstructured data to Agentforce. And so PDFs, we have so much unstructured data or data in various locations. Data Cloud can actually unify and bring that data in and then harmonize that data so that Agentforce can act upon it. Then we have the ability to actually reinforce, let's say, for example, that positive learning all through this kind of virtuous cycle. And so this is, again, very different in terms of the way that Agentforce operates in a traditional chatbot or traditional AI technology, which is kind of either going to just give you pre-built rules that you can respond with, traditional chatbot, or just current LLM technology, which is really just searching and responding with what it's trained on. No, this can actually get better. It can reason over time. So how does Education Cloud fit into this? So Chris shared that I lead our education sector within Salesforce, very focused on Education Cloud as a next generation platform. And Agentforce really helps us extend and underpin Education Cloud to help you do more with less with these pre-built back-end use cases. So you can really empower through all of the rich context that student or prospective student or alum, all the rich data that you have in Education Cloud can be leveraged potentially with Agentforce. And you can also ensure that that agent is acting with that 360-degree holistic view of that student, prospective student or alum. So, 4 opportunities to transform every education journey with Agentforce. You can really think about scaling that prospective student journey. Think about transforming that student kind of one-stop experience. Think about prospect research. We're actually going to be sharing some innovation that we have in the area of prospect research for advancement. And then the registration experience. Chris already showed some really powerful ways to think about that event registration experience. We can extend that to the application experience and then to the actual course registration process. So some really exciting use cases. And this is all about sharing and building upon and learning from one another as we explore these use cases. So we want to hear from you. Chris shared, bring him your product ideas. Please bring me your product ideas, where you're getting stuck, where we can help you, where you're struggling, where you need help, and where that can either be served with Education Cloud or served with Agentforce. So this is just kind of a view of why Education Cloud and Agentforce are better together. You can use agents with or without Education Cloud. Agents are going to be there for you. Education Cloud makes that experience much richer, much deeper, and we're also building accelerators to help you get started with agents on Education Cloud. So we're looking at those use cases, looking at those best practices, and building out those starting points for you to get going more quickly and more effectively with Agentforce. And this is just the beginning, right? So here's been this incredible trajectory. Wow, that's not showing up great, but we have been focused on the education sector for over 10 years. Who here is familiar with EDA, Education Data Architecture? Lots of folks, awesome. EDA served us really well, and we learned from a lot of you in the community as we evolved with that. We built out purpose-built functionality over the years, and then we reinvented ourselves with Education Cloud, and now we're doing that, in a sense, yet again, with how do we extend Education Cloud with Agentforce. It's been an absolutely incredible journey, and a part of that journey has been our incredible ecosystem with Blackthorn, with our incredible SI partners. So definitely excited to have them and all of you along this journey with us. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm really excited for you to participate in this event and in Summit. And so really excited in general to meet all of you. Thank you so much.